Hey, boss. Hey, how are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your girl, LaShanda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. Now, look, I want to know if you know about the five friends who decided to invest in their first property. And let me tell you how they did that. They actually put aside $50 a week for 2 years. They made a pact, they made it work, and now they have their own investment company. How awesome is that? Welcome, welcome. It's LaShanda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. Today, I'm jumping on here to share one of 5 things that you can do. This is number 2 with respect to working on your success as an entrepreneur. So I'm sharing entrepreneur success secrets that you can try today. This is the second of 5 solutions. Our topic is invest in you. So hopefully you guys are excited about this conversation. It kicks off with a little bit of inspiration. 5 friends who made a pact to put aside $50 a year for 2 years, and they saved up enough money to get their first investment property. How awesome is that? And now they have their own investment company. I don't know if you've seen that in the news. I think it was on Fox. I actually posted it on my Facebook page here, facebook.com/Sister Sense. So definitely watch that video for a dose of inspiration. You're in for a treat, because what I'm going to do is walk you through 5 ways that you should be investing in you. This is success secrets for entrepreneurs looking to work on your grow goals right now. Okay, so feel free to share this out, number 1, or tag somebody who needs to hear this, because that is what it's all about. I am going to do the same, of course. I am a sister girl who leads by example. So I'm sharing this out, and feel free to do that as well. Hey, Monique. Good morning. Good morning, my dear. Super, super, super excited about this dose of inspiration today. So make sure that, guys, you've got your pen and your pad, and you are ready to rock Sister Sense style. Which reminds me, guys, for those of you catching me on the replay side, always remember to drop into the comment box #replays rock. So let's dig in. Interesting enough, yesterday I shared that article. As it turns out, I believe it's in Philadelphia. A young man, he decided to leave college. For whatever reason, it wasn't working for him. He wanted to get into real estate investment. He wanted to get into entrepreneurship, but he knew that he needed real funds to make that happen. So in order to get into real estate and entrepreneurship, he created a real plan of success. And it didn't happen overnight, but it did happen. And this is what he decided to do. He pulled in a few family members, I believe a cousin or two, some friends from school, and said, look, let's save. Let's put $50 aside a week for 2 years. Well, they didn't necessarily have a specific date in mind, but it ended up being 2 years. They put $50 aside a week. They had one of them manage the bank account so that they could consistently pull that money, and they were able to buy their first investment property. How amazing is that? And so when I posted that video yesterday, hopefully you had an opportunity to watch it. If you didn't, go check it out after this one. One of the things I said was, this is a perfect example of my find your funds to fund your business challenge that I've been talking to you guys about. Thanks for the heart and the loves, by the way. So there was a young lady who messaged me, and she said, well, can you tell me about that? What is this finding your funds to fund your business? What does that mean? And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But I want you to understand that there are certain things that you need to do to invest in you. Yesterday, when I shared the first of 5 real success secrets, I talked about the importance of knowing your value and preserving your worth. Hopefully you had an opportunity to watch that. Okay. Now we're going to break down 5 ways inspired by these 5 friends that you can invest in you. Right? Mentor Shelly says, I need the article. I read the article a few weeks ago. Awesome. Pure awesomeness. Okay, good. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to use them as inspiration for our conversation today. So first thing I will dig into, for those of you who are not aware of, and hey, Mentor Shelly, by the way, so good to see you here. The first thing that I'm going to dig into here is capital. Okay. Now there are 5 things that we're going to talk about today when it comes to investing into you. Capital, education, projects, exposure, and tools. Y'all like my pillows in the back? They popping. These my Izzy and Liv pillows, y'all. I'm gonna talk about them in a little bit. You got to talk, and again, we're going to talk about these 5 things today. Okay, write them down: capital, education, projects, exposure, and tools when it comes to you investing in you and your business so you can work towards your success goals. First one being capital. Remember, I said to you, I've got what I call the Find Your Funds to Fund Your Business Challenge. And it essentially is really simple. It's 5 weeks, right? We talk about these 5 friends. I love the number 5. It's 5 weeks, this challenge. All you got to do is identify if you're going to put aside $5. No, wait. Identify if you're going to put aside $20, $100, or $200. I was going into 5 and I said 5, but no. $20 a week for 5 weeks. $100 a week for 5 weeks, or $200 a week for 5 weeks, okay? Pick the one that works best for you and your budget, okay? Now, once you do that, if you stick to this for 5 weeks, at the end, you should have either $100, $500, or $1,000. So for the last couple of weeks, I did the $200 a week. I actually hit my goal by week 4, and I was able to turn that $1,000 into $14,000 in my business investment income that I can use to grow. And I'm super, super excited about that. So by the way, for those of you who are participating in the Back to Business virtual conference this year, the topic is Ready for Revenue. One of my sessions is sharing with you how I did just that. But it started with this challenge. It started with you strategically saying there's something specific that I have in mind, and I'm going to work towards that goal. And I'm going to make an effort to invest in me. First one being capital. Who's going to do the Find Your Funds challenge? If you're already doing it, let me know what week you're on. If you've decided to do it, let me know how you're going to do it. Are you going to do $20 a week? Are you going to do $100 or $200 a week? One of the ladies in my circle, she said, you know what, LaShanda, I'm going to put aside 20 and my partner's going to put aside 20. So they're doing it together, like these awesome 5. I've never heard of these 5 guys before. They came up on my Facebook feed yesterday and I said, oh my God, you know, this is a perfect example of finding your funds to fund your business. How awesome is that? 5 friends for 2 years. They each put aside $50 a week. And in doing so, they were able to put money into their first investment capital. Now they're full-time entrepreneurs. I'm so proud of these amazing brothers. They're doing it. Read the article if you haven't already done so. It's on my Facebook fan page, facebook.com/JustASense. Okay. Now, here's the deal with that. And I'm going to share a few things that the young man who created this for his friends, the concept, I'm going to share a few things that he talked about. One of his friends was a little bit skeptical. He was like, I don't know about this. I don't think I got the money to be putting aside. I don't make that kind of money, right? And he said the reality of the situation is this. It doesn't matter how much money you make. We all should get into the habit of paying ourselves first. I actually have a Google alert that comes to my email every week. I don't know if you guys know about Google alerts, right? One of my Google alerts, it comes to my inbox every week. It says, pay me. You got to pay yourself first. Who struggles with that? Taking money aside, immediately when you get that money, put something aside that's going to invest in you, number one. But number two, I recommend you're very specific about what you want to invest in. So if we just kind of haphazardly putting money aside, but we're not sure what it's for, sometimes we'll stop or we'll take out the money, right? You got to have a focus and a vision in mind. They knew they wanted that money for an investment capital. I knew that I wanted that $1,000 for similar. I was working on using that $1,000 to get more capital. So I was able to flip that 1,000 and turn it into 14,000. I'm super excited about teaching you guys how I did that this week. I'm going to be doing that as part of the Back to Business virtual conference. But I say that to say this, you got to be very specific about what you want to invest in, number one. And number two, what you got to do is make sure that you work on putting aside that money every single week. Pay yourself first. That's number one when it comes to investment capital, right? Number two, right? He said one of the misconceptions is, again, that people will say, you know, I'm struggling. I don't make enough money to save. That's a myth. That's a misconception. That puts us in a place where, like, way too many people, you're overspending and you have nothing to say, this is mine. this is what I can use. This is what I can use to pour back into me or to offer to my family. You need to be able to understand that even if you're making a few $100s a week, if you can only put $10 aside, $20 aside, you're going to be able to invest in you on some bigger level. And I'm going to talk about some of those investments in a minute. I don't mean you need $10,000, $15,000, $30,000, right? You don't necessarily need that. As a matter of fact, what's funny enough, one of the ladies in my circle, Carol Sankar, she is amazing. She's the Millionaire Mindset Coach. Once again, she's going to be teaching inside of Back to Business. So number one, I'm going to be teaching about a few different things. One of those is taking capital and growing it and flipping it, making those investments into you. And I have amazing people like Carol and Kamika, the creator of the Boss Network. They're going to be talking as well.